नमस्कार, मैं हूं आपके साथ दीपक भदौरिया। रुक करते हैं खबरों की ओर। मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन यादव ने कर्नाटक के बेंगलुरु में हिंदुस्तान एरोनॉटिकल लिमिटेड के यहां पर और फाइनल असेंबली का निरीक्षण किया है और मौके पर सीएम ने स्वदेशी एयरक्राफ्ट तेजस में बैठकर भी उसकी खूबियों के बारे में अधिकारियों से जानकारी ली है। सीएम ने कहा है कि यहां आकर अच्छा लगा है और यहां प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी खुद विजिट करके गए हैं और ये गौरवशाली क्षण है। हम स्वदेशी एयरक्राफ्ट से दुनिया में एक अलग धाक बनाने में सफल हुए हैं। संस्थान ने अपने निर्माण स्थल के रूप में देश के कई हिस्सों में भागीदारी की है और मैं इस संस्थान को मध्य प्रदेश में भी ब्रांच खोलने का आमंत्रण दे रहा हूं। और इससे पहले मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन यादव ने राजभवन में कर्नाटक के राज्यपाल थावरचंद गहलोत से मुलाकात की और इसमें दोनों राज्यों के बीच कई मुद्दों पर चर्चा हुई।
दुनिया में अपना एक अलग धाक बनाने में सफल हुए। मेरी अपनी ओर से इस संस्थान से जुड़े सभी मित्रों को बधाई और देश के इस गौरवशाली क्षण को मैं महसूस कर रहा हूँ यहाँ आकर के। और मैं उम्मीद कर रहा हूँ कि जिस प्रकार के देश के कई हिस्सों में संस्थान ने अपने निर्माण स्थल के रूप में भागीदारी की, मैं आमंत्रण देना चाह रहा हूँ और उम्मीद करता हूँ कि बहुत जल्दी मध्य प्रदेश में भी।
सीधे आपको ले चलते हैं बेंगलुरु, जहां पर एमपी में निवेश के अवसरों पर गोल मेज सत्र में मुख्यमंत्री डॉक्टर मोहन यादव। और ये सीधी तस्वीर हम आपको बेंगलुरु की दिखा रहे हैं, जहां पर एमपी में निवेश के अवसरों पर गोलमेज सत्र का आयोजन हुआ है, जहां पर निवेशकों से मुख्यमंत्री चर्चा करते हुए और उनमें उम्मीद है कि मध्य प्रदेश में भी निवेश आएगा। इसी के तहत वह इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए पहुंचे हुए हैं बेंगलुरु और जहां पर उन्होंने कई संस्थानों के सीईओ से बातचीत भी की है, उनसे मिले हैं और कई संस्थानों का निरीक्षण भी किया है। जहां पर भारतीय एरोनॉटिकल्स संस्थान में भी वो पहुंचे और वहां पर उन्होंने स्वदेशी जहाजों का भ्रमण किया।
Giants like Infosys and TCS already calling it home to strategic connectivity, world-class healthcare facilities, ease of doing business, lush green spaces, and the cleanest state in India. Madhya Pradesh offers a unique advantage. The Madhya Pradesh IT, ITES and ESDM Investment Promotion Policy 2023, introduced by the Government of Madhya Pradesh, is a game changer. It aims for inclusive growth and creating employment opportunities for people in the state and to promote innovation and entrepreneurship. For IT, ITES pioneers, imagine securing land at a rebate of up to 75% or receiving financial assistance to fuel your growth. Madhya Pradesh is building the perfect ecosystem for developers to thrive by giving support for creating co-working spaces and plug-and-play parks for establishing state-of-the-art infrastructure for the tech industry. For those venturing into electronic system design manufacturing, envision utilizing advanced infrastructure while benefiting from substantial capital expenditure systems. Also receiving support for testing, calibration and even patent filing, a true testament to the state's commitment to innovation. Data centers can also leverage land rebates, power tariff reimbursements and dedicated infrastructure support. Whether you are an established player or a budding entrepreneur, the Madhya Pradesh IT policy welcomes you. We offer customized packages for mega projects, recognizing the power of large-scale investments. An end-to-end online incentive portal designed specifically for IT, ITES and ESDM developers and units streamlines the entire process, allowing you to apply for policy incentives and get disbursement through the portal on a single click. Madhya Pradesh is more than just a location. It's a strategic decision for your company's future. Explore the boundless possibilities of India's tech landscape. Come, invest in India's tech destination, Madhya Pradesh.
So, first of all, thank you, and then extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Mohan Yadav. Thank you very much for you and your team, as well as, I'm sure from the government as well. I think NASSCOM is excited to, when states do have such desire to, get back into a mode where I think companies could actually have expand their businesses across the nation. And the reason I'm saying that is, if you look at what we do as a country, 85% of our revenues, we look at the ITES, comes out of tier 1 cities, which means that states which is as progressive as Madhya Pradesh, kind of been a little bit missing in action for a while, and I hope you're correcting it at this point in time. I think you're a long way to catch up, but I think you've come a long way as well. And I really look at companies which have been able to do really well in Madhya Pradesh, and you saw some of the video, and then I must tell you that in the next week on 13th, Cognizant, for example, is inaugurating a facility, and then Honorable Chief Minister is going to be there as well. So I think we're very excited when we have opportunities, not just Cognizant, but our member companies have an opportunity to sort of really go and look at options which is outside of the big tier 1 cities. And those of you who are in Bangalore, I love Bangalore, don't get me wrong, but today for 3 kilometers I spend 1 hour traveling. Right? So it is really a bit of an issue when these tier 1 cities get clogged in many ways. Sometimes it's not just about Bangalore. When you look at many of the tier 1 cities where ITES is present today, we are desperately in need of locations which are outside of the tier 1 cities, outside of the areas that we are very used to. We will make sure that we are able to expand. So that's number one. And when we, all companies, and I'm sure all of my colleagues here from NASSCOM and otherwise would agree, that we look at 3 things. Like it's not very complex formula. First one is the expertise that we need. So that could be in terms of skill set, it could be in terms of industry, domain expertise, and so on and so forth. How do you really make sure that we have the right skill set and the expertise that we need to develop, expertise that we could utilize in any location, for that matter? Even when we choose a country, for example, that's how we would choose. There are questions about India versus Philippines, India versus Eastern Europe. We make the same yardstick. First would be expertise. Do we really have the expertise to do this? Especially in a knowledge industry like what we do in IT and ITES, expertise becomes very, very key. Second one would be what we could do with the environment. It means that you got to have the right set of physical infrastructure, it could right set of digital infrastructure. Make sure that we have the right set of policies which can enable us to sort of make sure that the statewide policies, central policies, and so on and so forth, which becomes also very, very critical for us. So expertise is number one. Environment, it could be everything in terms of do we really have the right ways to do business. Easy to do business is again a big deal. And suddenly some government, whether it is central or state, might come back and say, we need to hire 90% of the people from the local city or state. These things don't help very much. It actually sets us apart quite a bit. And this is, so we need to be very careful in terms of when it gets to policies. Do you really have the right friendly policies? Do you have the right taxation support that we could get from? Because companies do want to make sure that they focus on the business. If we spend all the time fighting these noise levels across, then I'm being very frank here, and I think that's what you'd like me to be as well. I think it is important for us to make sure that the policy environment that we're going to get into becomes very conducive for us to sort of do business. So that will be the second one. The third thing is actually the economics. At the end of the day, the economics should work. And I think within India, I think the states are very competent, so that I think the economics, we could certainly make it work, whether it is the infrastructure, the state promotions which have been happening, and Anshul and I had a good discussion before we came here. I think we've really gotten all of that. So I think when I look at where Madhya Pradesh is today versus where you were like 10 years ago, I think we've come a long way in terms of where we are. So I think I really want to make sure that we are developing, cities like Indore, which is, I keep hearing a lot about it. I haven't been there too many times. I've been there a long time ago, but I believe I'm going to be there next week, which is great. I believe that there are, not just Indore being one of the initial ones, but I'm sure there are other cities within Madhya Pradesh that, it'll tend to become a great hub for the IT/ITES industry. And we are very excited from NASSCOM, the reason being that Tier 2 is the way to go. In many ways, I think we've got to expand into the hinterlands of the nation, and there's a lot which is happening. And then when you start looking at these states, when you get the choke points in many of these top tier cities, you will find that the Tier 2 and even sometimes even Tier 3 cities open up quite a bit. And the advantages, and we all learned from very hard way from after the pandemic that this is not such a bad thing for us to operate out of Tier 2 cities. So we are very excited from NASSCOM and all our membership. We want to welcome you. We want to work with you. We want to make sure that we provide you with the right set of enablers, if you may, and we would request you to make sure that you are able to reciprocate the same thing. And I mentioned all of the 3 E's. If you need to make it very simpler, expertise, environment, and we need to make sure that the economics work. And then I think there are a lot more I can go into, but I want to hear from the Honorable Chief Minister and others, and we'll see where we go from here. With that, thank you very much.
Thanks, Rajesh, for opening remarks. Absolutely, we are very thankful to you, sir. And we are, as Rajesh mentioned, we are ready to collaborate with Government of Madhya Pradesh and how we can help emerging hubs, as we say in NASSCOM. So we have seen in the video, we have talked about Infosys and TCS. So I would like to start with India first you. Just maybe just take 1 minute or 2 minutes because we need to go around the table. We need to press. But more on, you're already there in Madhya Pradesh. So what is working for you and what support you need from the government to make it more in an expansive mode? So pass it on to you.
I'm India and I'm representing Infosys today. So we already have a center which is having 4,300 plus talents housed there, and in fact we started this with a smaller capacity of initially 2,500 seats, and we were surprised at the the enthusiasm that we had from the teams to go there, and we have plans of expanding. In fact, our building is in construction, and our target is to meet 10,000 people by the next fiscal year. So the 2,500 seater is in construction, and another one we are in the works on getting the approval. So I think today, as of now, we have got the required support from the government. We also, the current one is a SEC, and we definitely are looking to set up a STP as well for operating our India business. So that will be the support that we need. And definitely, we are also, as part of the DC, we are also planning to have these enabling sessions for the students so that we can get more of our Springboard is our platform, and we want to use this to train the students from the colleges to get more local talents. And we believe in the current hybrid environment, the more we are close to the hometown, the more people are engaged and more people want to move there, move back there. So that's the trend we are seeing. So definitely we are looking forward to also expanding our AI Center of Excellence also there into that place. So we see a lot of potential and we are looking forward to this. Thank you.
And so also highlight AI is something which we all are talking all across India, and it's something which India should focus. And thank you, India, putting the AI Center of Excellence in Madhya Pradesh. So there's a very interesting story of Rakuten, the organization which is already there in Madhya Pradesh. Rahul, if I may request, if you can share how you see Madhya Pradesh and your journey there.
Thank you for the opportunity. Pleasure to be here. Rakuten is a group of 70 ecosystem companies. We are one of the few product companies based out of Indore. I am based out of Indore, love the city, love the food. I think we have 300 patents filed from Indore. We serve our global customers out of Indore, whether AT&T, whether European customers, Japan. We have SXC operation centers running out of Indore. Each of the engineers we have found is super talented, and they're like a family because they never want to leave Indore. So that's great as working. I think one of the things we'll love to solve is what's next. It's very important because we found Bangalore, we found Pune, we found some of the cities as services hubs. Probably Indore can be the next product hub. How do we make it as a product hub of, let's say, AI, Center of Excellence, like we were talking about, cloud, and something special which that city has to uniquely offer. We should work on connectivity. I spend most of my time on flying between flight suitcase. It's sometimes tough to land in Indore and find a connectivity flight, but policies to look forward, but overall a great place to be. We're really happy, even whenever the senior leadership visits, Sarafa is the place to go. So thank you so much for all the stories and love. The city is amazing, and we'll look forward to keep working on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, I will now move to a completely different segment, which is Jaguar Land Rover. And Lalita, if you can share your recommendations, how you see maybe can somebody pass on the line, please?
That's me. I think I'm loud enough.
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, thanks, Wes. I think one of the things that I'm specifically representing Global Capability Centers, and a couple of suggestions if I may. One of the reasons, obviously, the GCCs have predominantly grown in Bangalore is because we had the existing ecosystem of partners and service providers. So thank you, Rajesh, for already paving the way, and for Infosys and setting up and ensuring we have talented eligibility that is going to be existing. I think, sir, as much as you can do with creating the infrastructure ecosystem for the organizations, but I think also the people, talent, especially when they want to go and work there, they would also look at the overall ecosystem in terms of they spend 8 hours in office or 9 hours in office, but they also have social life. So how are you developing the surrounding infrastructure in terms of, be it malls or their entertainment, and all of that also matters to people. That's one. And the second thing is a big part of the GCCs also look for domain skills. It could be manufacturing skills, it could be financial, banking sectors, different sectors look for different skills. So while the focus is going to be on IT and IT assistance, but unless the rest of the infrastructure grows, we will not be having the talent pool that is going to come and work for us. I think so the equal importance has to be put on the industrial sector and the growth of that feeds into creating more of GCC. The only thing which I would say is you need to definitely have a differentiator story. The ecosystem, the industries, the academia, which is a massive part, because companies like us, we hire heavily from companies, schools like IITs and other places. So how are we creating that kind of infrastructure and talent pool availability would also be a biggest attraction point for us. I just wanted to give these few suggestions. Thank you.
Thanks, Lalita. So as Lalita talked about the sector focus, the other piece, and our report in NASSCOM, which also talks about the ER&D sector, which is definitely something which we all are focusing as a nation. So, Joy, if you can talk more from the ER&D side, I will just pass it on.
Yeah, so my name is Rajeshri Banerjee, okay, nickname Joy, that's how I'm known. I have a history of Madhya Pradesh, and I was just telling Mr. Dubey and the team that I spent 5 years in Madhya Pradesh. My daughter grew up the first 5 years of her life in Madhya Pradesh. So I was in the Birla factory, we had a joint venture at that time. So I would be, the reason I'm here today is that we have realized that we need to expand, like Lalita is talking about. And maybe 30-35% of our talents in any of the GCCs, the global, we call it competency center, we don't ever call it capacity center, are not from this part of the country. They are from the northern side, the central side. That's one part. But the point is, the reason they come to Bangalore, and I've spoken to them, is because they have a lot of opportunity of exploring other avenues also. That's why they come to Bangalore or they go to Pune. So we are very interested to explore opportunities in the, I won't say tier 2, in the non-conventional and the non-congested places of India. Just like we came to Bangalore 20 years back. We are here since 20-25 years. And in India as a manufacturing entity for more than 100 years. So what we are looking for is, of course, the financial incentives that you give, but also the engineering R&D calls for a very specific talent pool and calls for some policy support. And if you're doing research, like if somebody like, they were talking about IP and all, what is the benefit that I get? I mean, if there is a choice to move out of Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, this zone into another town, what is the differentiator, like Lalita mentioned? And being in Bangalore, I think the greenery of Indore would be good enough incentive for people to go there. They don't need any malls or anything, my personal view, because they don't get to go to the malls anyway in Bangalore. So that's not a big problem for me. But the subject matter expertise, how we have a constant flow, both in and out, and we are aware that in our type of companies, people would not stay for more than 7 years, 8 years. They might go back to our own company's front-end organizations. But that constant flow is required, where we get the experienced people to come in and deliver to a global audience. So how that can be enabled, if you can look into it.
इस बुलेटिन में फिलहाल इतना ही। नमस्कार।